what's been the biggest thing that you've been working on in the off season? Where do you think you're going to improve the most?
I think just kind of keeping my ball flight consistent. Freshman year, I had a pretty good ball flight. It was pretty straight. It didn't have a lot of movement on it, and I think that kind of was why it led to a lot of success on some kicks that were longer, because the longer you keep the ball straight, obviously the kicks are going to fly straight, obviously go in the uprights. And also to continue on that, kind of a lot of NFL kickers, that's what separates a lot of guys is, you could be a good college kicker and kind of there'll be some variation in your ball flight as long as it goes in, but those NFL guys keep that ball straight for such a long time. And I think that's what I'm really trying to achieve is just keeping that ball flight straight. So.
Like a lot of times last year, Arkansas found themselves in, fourth and short and inside the 20 and stuff and opted to go for it a lot instead of kick. You only had 16 kicks last year. Is that something you'd like to see increase, obviously?
Obviously, more attempts, the better. I'm obviously leaning toward that, but I think the decisions to go for it on fourth down, obviously, Coach Fountain kind of mentioned that a little bit, was what was best for our team at the time, trying to get some momentum going. And we had some good opportunities in some games to kind of take some momentum away from the other team by going for it. So I could see why we went for them, and kind of whatever Coach Pittman or our OC kind of goes with, I'm backing them 100% because I want our team to succeed.
Cam, I think you're like 80 something. I'm not smart enough to know. I think 31 out of 40. I'm too dumb to know what that percentage is, but it's pretty good. But Scott was saying, boy, you'd love to hit 90. 80 is really good, but 90 is better. Is that a goal you talk about, or do you think that's realistic?
Yeah. So I always write notes to myself for goals on my whiteboard in my room, and 90% is on that. Obviously, to be an elite guy, to be put up for the Lou Groza Award, you want to be at that 90% because usually most guys that aren't 90% aren't going to be able to achieve that award. So that's definitely a goal of mine. And mainly staying consistent inside 40 is another big goal of mine. I've had a pretty good outcome with kicks inside 40. I think I missed one. It was my freshman year at Georgia inside of 40. So I want to continue that, obviously, and continue making those kicks from 50 plus. I was 2 for 3 last year, with one miss being against South Carolina from 50 plus. So I really like that, and just want to keep progressing, kind of getting that percentage higher and higher each year. So 90% is definitely the goal.
Hey, Eli, what was last year like for you? Because whether you're a quarterback or a deep snapper, I imagine that high school to SEC had an easy transition. What was it like for you? And what was your finger injury exactly? And I assume it's feeling okay now.
Yeah. So, as you can probably imagine, the first few snaps here in the stadium and all that was pretty nerve wracking. It's a lot faster paced in high school, and it kind of caught me off guard. But after the first couple ones, it was kind of just like riding a bike. It was all the same thing as like if you're snapping in the backyard. With the injury, it was really disappointing. But I did have confidence in the other snappers to help our team win, and they did a great job. And coming back, my finger feels great, and I'm really excited for this season.
Was it a broken finger
I did. I broke my right index finger. Yeah.
They step on there or something? Or what?
Well, what happened was I snapped on a field goal or PAT. I can't remember what it was, and the dude came down on me, and I put my hand up, and it just came backwards, and there's not much you can do about that.
Come off the field, finger. I think my finger's broken. It's all popped out. The bone was funny.
It was funny.
No, not funny, but he came off the field. His eyes were just in shock, and me and Max look at each other like, "What the heck?"
Well, originally they thought it was like dislocated, so they're sitting back there pulling on it. And I'm like, I don't think that's doing a whole lot. And then finally they said, "Let's go get an X-ray," and I was all right.
And Cam, work with Eli. What do you think of him as a snapper? And then Max is your holder now. How's that going with Max?
It's going good. It's good that I know that both the guys I'm working with every day are trying to achieve elite level. Obviously, Max's brother's at Cincinnati, and he wants to be better than him every day at holding, punting, just going toward his craft. So I know he wants to be an elite level, just competing with, obviously guys on our team, the other punters for the spot and the other guys for the holding spot. And I just like that they're taking their craft to a serious level, because at some places, especially just kind of overlooked, you kind of just go do what you want to do. And there'll be guys that kind of fall into that. Okay, I'm good being average, but both the guys here, especially Eli and Max, really take their craft to a different level. I knew Eli was pretty high ranked coming in out of high school, so I knew he was gonna, try to be an elite level. And there's a lot of pressure going in for guys that are on scholarship, especially specialists, to kind of perform. And Eli rose to that level, and he's an elite snapper.
Eli, there's a lot of positive energy within the program right now. I think coaches, players are kind of pointing to the offseason work with, Coach Souders, and just a different kind of emphasis on that. From your perspective, what's maybe the biggest difference where you guys are right now to maybe where you were last year, and can you point to anything in particular that's kind of led to this kind of the positivity right now within the group?
I think it's just how close we've all gotten. I think the just how close we've gotten with the room. The room's a lot closer. We all hang out of football, which I think is also helping within football. It's not individuals who are just like, trying to do better for themselves, or I wanna snap good today and I want you to do bad, so I'm higher than you. We're all helping each other out. And I think it's the same thing with the locker room, with just the whole team. I think we're all working together. We're all having a good time in the locker room. We're all just closer together. So I think that's helping on the field as well.
And Cam, just wondering if you've got any, new plans with your kind of relationship with the Down syndrome connection Northwest Arkansas this year.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna bump it up. I'm thinking $50 a kick this year is what I really want to aim for. I think it was 10 freshman year, 20 last year. I think I'm bumping up to 50 this year. But we're still kind of continue that relationship. I think I'm gonna get with them one more time. They do what is it, first swing, or what is it, first tee? I think that's a kind of a popular thing in Northwest Arkansas. So I think I'm going to partner with them a little bit and kind of go out there and go to Top Golf and swing some around with them before the season starts. So that'll be a pretty cool little event we'll get to go to as well.
Now that you said 50, you can't go back. It's public
fine.
record.
I'm a man of my word. I'll do it.
Eli, what sold you on deciding to come to Arkansas?
Like Cam said, like just getting a scholarship, it meant a lot to me. It's really rare, I think, for long snappers out of high school, especially with that COVID and all that going on. It was really tough to get that opportunity. So when I got it, I took it. And at first it was a little scary because it was, like you said, I was like just right on the spot. And I took it. And but then now I realize it's the best opportunity. I'm really glad I took that.
So he remembers like which ones his 50-yard field goals were against and all that. You had 2 tackles that coach is very proud of. Who were the 2 tackles again?
Cincinnati and BYU.
Okay. And then just what is that like on the sideline when you're the man who gets the tackle? What is that like?
I don't know. I think Cincinnati was the first game of the season, and I made the tackle, and I didn't really kind of comprehend what happened. Like I got to the sideline, and they're telling me, dude, like the last snapper, I don't even think he got one last year. Like this is the first game. I was just coming back from a high school game, like where I played both ways, so it was kind of just normal to me. And then when it kind of sunk in, I was like, yeah, this is pretty cool. I was really kind of got to sit in that. That was awesome.
Eli, it's probably in your bio, but what positions did you play in high school on the offense and defense?
I played tight end and defensive end. They switched me to like outside linebacker. I was kind of all over the place. I graduated with 60 people, so our football team was pretty much whoever could do whatever was doing it. So
I know specialists, you guys, it can be a lonely job, like if you have a bad snap, miss a kick. We know Max had some real good punts last year, but struggled with consistency. How do you think he's doing, and what's your all's thought on how, Scott was saying a freshman year can be tough on guys, and he expects him to take a big jump this year.
Yeah. I think people got to realize at some point, Max was a guy coming, I don't know, however many thousand miles away from a totally different country, never stepped foot on a real football field before. And all he had done was prior punting with a thing called Pro Kick Australia, which they do a great job preparing their punters and kind of guys transitioning from Australian rules football over to America. But I think it's got to kind of realize that sometimes, because he had never played a football game in his life. He obviously punted really well last fall camp and deserved to start. And I think kind of getting that feel of what college football is like under his belt with Reed kind of taking over midseason kind of helped his confidence a little bit. And he punted well in the bowl game, had some good punts then. But I think it's just he's growing his consistency, growing his comfortability, getting more confident throughout this past spring and fall camp. And he's looking really good. He's in a better mindset than he was last year as far as confidence goes, which is really good. And I think honestly, holding has kind of boosted his confidence a little bit as well. We were talking after the bowl game, after we beat Kansas. He was like, man, that holding on the field, just kind of being on a college football field, feeling that little bit of pressure gives him confidence when he's going out there. And I'm sure Eli's been snapping really well so far and kind of getting it right on his hip. And I think that's probably giving Max a little bit of confidence too. But
yeah, I think Max for sure, his confidence has grown. He's just been stacking good days on good days. And I think also with that experience of just being on the field and getting that last season, I think coming into this one, he kind of get that mindset like, it is no different than practice, and he'll be able to just go out and swing like the same as he would any other day.
Eli, you're from Wisconsin, Brett Good. You probably know Brett. He was a great Packer. I think he's in Fort Smith, back in Fort Smith now. You know Brett at all? Have you guys talk? And if so, what's that been like?
I haven't been able to really get any work with him, but I did meet him at a camp, and I've met him a couple times at the facility, and he's a really nice guy. And it's always his Super Bowl ring always catches my eye, especially being he played for the Packers, my favorite team, you know. So, yeah, man, he's for sure like he's there. He's done exactly what my goal is to do is play for the Packers and play, have a long career. So it's really cool.
I guess Max didn't hold to the Liberty Bowl, and you obviously missed that because you were hurt. So this Western Carolina game, assuming that you three guys together, which I think will be the first time y'all have actually done it in a game. How do you anticipate that going and moving forward?
I think it's going to go great. I think just even operations today, it's all just been super smooth. It's almost, I feel like it's been as smooth as it's ever been, honestly, and it just feels really confident with me.
Okay, well, do you have a thought on that? And then also that, I wanted to ask you, that drill you guys do in practice where you put the tee, or not the holder, and you try to hit, I think you're trying to hit the goalpost from the side. Whose drill is that? Just what do you think about that drill?
Yeah, kind of going back to the operation first with Eli and Max. I think honestly, kind of the first part of camp for the past 2 fall camps I've had before this, kind of the first couple of days are kind of like, okay, well, we got to kind of get our timing down. And it usually takes about, I mean, I'd say it takes about a week and a half to really start feeling your timing, even with guys you worked with during the summer, just because you're going to have to deal with live pressure and you don't deal with live pressure during summer reps. You're kicking off sticks and you're kicking off no rush. So I think that first week and a half is kind of non-existent because we're kind of already got our rhythm down. We're feeling really good. And Eli's giving me laces out. Max putting it on the spot where he needs to with a good tilt. So I think it's rolling better than it has even my past 2 years being here. So that's been good. But that drill, a lot of kickers kind of do that drill. I think it probably originated from an NFL guy, but who I got it from, Robbie Gould, kicker for the 49ers. He's a free agent now, I think. But he kind of did that drill, and I saw it on a Instagram clip. And I think I saw Jake Moody. He signed to the 49ers. That was kind of ironic. He signed to the 49ers when Robbie Gould got waived. But he does that drill a lot too. And so those two guys are, I mean, obviously really great kickers. Jake won the League Rosa 2 years ago with Michigan, and Robbie's, I mean, obviously an NFL veteran for I don't know how many years now. So seeing those guys kind of do that drill is kind of a no-brainer to kind of work on my accuracy and keeping that ball straight. Hopefully hitting that upright from there.
So I hit it at least twice early.
Yeah, just trying to work on keeping that ball straight. Kind of like I talked with Trey, just kind of keeping that ball straight, keeping my consistency with that ball flight.
I saw a laugh and a evil smile, I think, when Eli mentioned the Packers. Are you a Packers hater, or is he just
Nah,
talking about
not a
that?
Packers fan, I'll tell you that much. Not a Packers fan. Cowboys.
Great job, fellas.
Thank you guys.